So we use whole wheat flour and bread flour. And I use a total of 12 cups of flour, that's roughly. And I mix it with 4 of the whole wheat, 4 to 5, depends on your taste buds, and the rest with the white flour. And I already have in here 2 eggs, a stick of melted margarine, 2/3 cups honey, tablespoon of salt, and I did melt that. And then the 5 cups of warm water. You can use 2 of these little dry packets, which is what I'm doing. You can get in a bottle and just read the directions for complementary amounts. But this is what I use. And with the 2 packages, I use 3/4 of a cup of water, warm water, plus 3 tablespoons of sugar. And that will rise as the yeast starts eating all the sugar and drinking all the water, the yeast will rise and it'll be ready. So I've told you what's in here and I've told you about my flours. So now we're going to start. I'm using a 2-cup measure and I'm going to put 2 of these, fill it twice, and I'm going to stir it around. I'll put the 4 cups in and then you can watch me with the big project of stirring. So, 4 cups of whole wheat flour. A wooden spoon is very handy.
And a bread knife.
And always something. If you don't happen to have an expensive thing like this, you just use a spatula. The side of a spatula works just as well. And then that's 4 cups. So now I'm going to go ahead and gradually do 6 cups of the.
No, 8.
6 and 4 is 10, and then it'll get a little harder to stir. And I'll add the last 2 cups. That's 2. 4. 6. That's 6. That's it, right? 6 plus the 4 of the whole wheat. So that's 10. And now it's going to get a little thicker as I add the rest of the flour. Has anybody kept track of how many cups I've put in?
I hope you did.
12.
I think I've done it. So now I'm going to start mixing it. Adding flour as needed. to get the right consistency. And it's coming along pretty well this time. I'll be able to drop the knife very soon. So now I just continue to add a little bit of flour until it's the right consistency to start setting it in a bowl to rise. After a while, it's not going to want any more flour. It's all going to be beautiful. It's starting to feel nice. Nice and smooth. We have our bread. Of course, it's not bread yet, but it's going to be ready to put in the pan. So there I have put it in a greased bowl where it's going to do its rising. And I've also gone ahead and started to grease 4 pans because I'm making 4 loaves of bread. Now, we do cover the rising yeasts. Just so it doesn't all dry out on us. And I have my beautiful antique Yorkshire dishcloth, which always likes to be part of the project.
Very fashionable, full of holes.
It's part of the way it's done in this house. So that will rise, nice little roundy top here. And then I will punch it down once and let it rise again.
1.5.
Until it's ready. So it'll have 2 rises here. And then I will come back and I'll form it into loaves to put into the bread. Okay, this is the second rise that we are completing now. And now is going to be the time to prepare it to go into the loaves of bread, out to the pans. Punch a little air out of it. Hello? Yeah. And there we are. So we're going to give it just a gentle kneading. Make it sure it feels good.
Maybe this is where you don't do enough.
Keep your mouth shut, please. Okay. So, we're going to make 4 loaves out of this. And for this purpose, we have our scales. These loaves usually weigh about 2.2 pounds each. lot more than I need there. All right, that's about 2.2 pounds. And I'll do that with the next 3. Now I've measured and now have fairly equal sized loaves of bread. So next step is to give a nice little gentle
No, not gentle.
kneading.
Not gentle.
A rough, we have a little commentary from the audience.
Competing bakers.
You don't want all the lift comes afterwards.
And then I'm going to roll it up. There are different ways to proceed from this spot. What I like to do is roll it up like this into a log, punch it down so that it'll fit in my pan.
And seam side down.
And of course, the seam is going to be on the bottom. And I punch and poke and seal it. It's like being a seamstress with my fingernails. And then I put it in the pan. I'll do that with all 4 of them. So we're going to let them rise a little bit more, and then they will be ready to go in the oven. Okay, we have allowed our final rising, and these look perfect. And we're going to put them in a cold oven, starting it and baking it according to our directions. We already have this sheet. And it says cold oven, 400 degrees for 18 minutes. I have a big enough oven that will hold all 4 of these. Or you can just make 2 loaves or even 1 loaf. Okay, they are ready, and I'm turning it on, baking it at 400, and I'm putting the timer on for 18 minutes. In 18 minutes, I'm going to turn the heat down to 375 for 20 minutes, and then it will be ready to come out of the oven. Hello, we are ready to unveil some cooked bread, baked bread, pardon me. And we have bread. It is very hot, so I'll get my pot holders. And here we have it. Our beautiful loaves of bread.
Nice.